You voted, and you got it. Here are 101 facts about Toyota, and Lexus since they're pretty much the same. Number 1. There is a city in Japan named after Toyota. Seriously, in 1959, the city of Koromo changed its name to Toyota City as a way to say thanks to all the jobs Toyota had created. That's brown-nosing on a whole nother level. Number 2. There are actual online groups dedicated to sharing photos of the Camry dent, also known as the Camry corner, because for some reason they all seem to have the same dent on the rear bumper. Number 3. The full name of this BMW isn't the Toyota Supra. Its actual full legal name is the Toyota GR Supra. Number 4. On average, a Corolla is sold every 27 seconds, making it the best-selling car of all time. Number 5. 80% of the Toyotas made in the past 20 years are still on the road today. Number 6. During the development of the original LS, which was the first Lexus they made, they hired a guy to test each and every button and switch. They even had him carrying around 3 sets of fake nails to ensure that the buttons were suitable for both the sugar daddies and sugar babies. Number 7. Toyota spends an average of $1 million on research every single hour. Number 8. Toyota has flying cars now. They've been investing in flying cars for a couple of years now, and this year they announced that SkyDrive is taking orders for the $1.5 million flying car, which is fully electric and has a 10-mile range. Yeah, this doesn't seem safe. Number 9. Toyota was originally called Toyoda, and it started as a textiles business. They didn't produce their first car until 1935. Number 10. The name Camry means crown in Japanese, and Corolla means little crown, which is really adorable. Number 11. Toyota's annual revenue is more than Nissan, Honda, and Suzuki combined. Number 12. Have you ever wondered what Toyota's logo means? Well, let me get bougie on you. The inner ovals symbolize the heart of the customer, the heart of the company, overlapping to represent a mutually beneficial relationship, and the outer oval signifies the world embracing Toyota, which is just a fancy way of saying it's all the letters in the Toyota name meshed together. Number 13. Toyota is still a family business. Their current CEO is Akio Toyoda, who is a direct descendant of the founder of Toyota, Sakichi Toyoda. Number 14. Speaking of Akio Toyoda, he personally test drives the Gazoo racing road cars before they're put into production. And it's not a PR stunt. The dude can drive. There's even a track-ready version of the GR Corolla named after him, which is called the Morizo Edition. Morizo is Akio's racing name. Number 15. The FJ Cruiser has 3 windscreen wipers. Toyota made it that way in anticipation of how wet women get when they see you driving an FJ. It's definitely not because the windshield is at such an awkward angle and shape that they had to use 3. Number 16. The S in the Supra logo is made to look like the famous S-turn of the Nürburgring. Number 17. There's a song made for Toyota. It's called Toyota Truck by Young Kraka. As you can imagine, it's not official, and we can't play it for copyright reasons. But here are a few lines from the song. I'm the best in the West. I just nutted on her chest, and my balls she caress. Thank the Lord because I'm blessed. Truer words have never been spoken. Number 18. You know that famous, boring Toyota color? Well, it's not actually called white. It's called French vanilla. Number 19. In 2012, a Toyota Tundra was used to tow the U.S. Space Shuttle Endeavour 12 miles through the streets of LA to its final resting place at the California Science Center. And to be fair, Endeavour should have been called Big Bertha because she weighed 68 tons. The craziest thing about this whole event is the Toyota Tundra they used was completely stock and had just rolled off the showroom floor. Number 20. The latest generations of the LS and GS use an air conditioner system called Nano E, which is designed to moisturize skin and hair, as well as deodorize the cabin. Perfect for League of Legends players. Number 21. The GR Supra is the second fastest Toyota ever produced, right after the GT1, which Toyota begrudgingly had to make road legal for homologation purposes. It had a top speed of 230 miles per hour, and only 2 were ever sold to the public. Number 22. The Korean War saved Toyota. You see, Toyota was really, and I mean really close to bankruptcy in 1950. they only produced 300 trucks the whole year. But then, the US ordered more than 5,000 vehicles to use in the war, saving Toyota. Number 23. The Toyota Corolla was the first ever car to introduce white reversing lights. Number 24. This cute little thing is the Copen GR Sport. It's a front-wheel drive, convertible, lightweight, manual sports car, and it's only sold in Japan. Spoiler alert, this is going to be a recurring theme. Number 25. Lexus acoustic engineers collaborated with neural scientists to make their doors have the perfect sound when they're closed. Number 26. This absolute art piece of a car is the Toyota 2000 GT, which was made because Toyota felt insecure about how everyone had a grand tourer but them. So they contracted Yamaha, yes, the motorcycle manufacturer, to design and help build the car. Number 27. This is also a 2000 GT, but it's not any old 2000 GT. This is one of only 2 convertibles ever made. They were used in the 1967 James Bond movie You Only Live Twice. The issue was Sean Connery, the actor who played James Bond, couldn't fit in the 2000 GTs provided for the film. So, 2 weeks later, Toyota chopped the roof off and turned them into convertibles. When the film ended, Toyota took one of them back to Japan, where it still sits in the Toyota Museum, and the other one was reportedly crashed and wrecked, but there are rumors that it was sold to a private buyer by the production company. Nobody has seen it since. Number 28. Bose, which makes speakers, decided to dive into automotive suspensions head first when they installed magnetic suspension on the Lexus LS400, allowing it to have zero body roll and the most comfortable ride ever, in a project called Project Sound. But they later scrapped it because it wasn't sound business-wise. Number 29. 6 years before Toyota made their first car, their founder, Kiichiro Toyoda, came to the US in 1929 to investigate how the pesky Americans made their cars. He ended up falling in love with Dodge and Chevy, so he used them as inspiration for his own car back in Japan, which was called the Model AA. Number 30. In 1997, Car and Driver tested the Mark IV Supra, and they achieved a 70-mile-per-hour braking distance of just 45 meters, which was a record that stood until the arrival of the Carrera GT in 2004. Number 31. Toyota became the first automaker to sell a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle commercially. It was called the Toyota Mirai. Captain Slow has one, and he loves it. Number 32. To prepare for the Canadian market, a Toyota Corolla was driven across the country in the winter of 1967 to make sure it was suitable for Canada's weather conditions. Number 33. Nowadays, a Toyota rolls off the assembly line every 3 seconds. Number 34. This is the Toyota Hilux, and it's unkillable. Seriously, Top Gear really tried. They even put it on top of a building which they demolished, and the car didn't just start, it drove. But of course, Whistling Diesel managed to actually kill it by dropping it off from a helicopter, mostly because he had to, since it really refused to die. Number 35. In 2016 alone, Toyota was granted over 1,500 US patents and was listed in the top 20 patent awards alongside companies like Apple. Number 36. Toyota has been the #1 best-selling auto brand in Australia for 25 years. Number 37. As a way to reward the Aussies for their loyalty, TRD gave them this little nugget, or I suppose little shrimp. It's a rebadged Camry called the Orion TRD, which has a supercharged 3.5-liter V6, making 320 horsepower. But what did we get in the US? A 2-door convertible Camry, which can only be described in one word.
I was going to put
Number 38. The Japanese police were the first ever customer of the Land Cruiser, adopting it as their patrol car back in 1951. They also specifically told Toyota to make sure it looked nothing like the Jeep, because, well, you know why. Number 39. In 2013, Toyota became the first motor company to produce over 10 million cars in just 1 year. Number 40. For the third-generation Corolla, the length of the luggage area on the liftback model was specifically designed to fit the popular surfboards of the time. That was when Toyota had just discovered the word rad, and they wanted to be that. Number 41. In 1984, a couple from Switzerland by the name of Emil and Liliana Schmidt bought a 1982 Land Cruiser to make their dream of traveling around the world come true. And that's what they did for 35 years straight, traveling 460,000 miles, granting them the world record for the longest driven journey and for the most countries visited in a single car. Number 42. The United Nations is one of the biggest users of the Toyota Land Cruiser. They're manufactured in a secret factory called Toyota Gibraltar. In Spain, it's on the 74 Queensway Road dockyard, right across the Jumpers Wheel restaurant. If you reach the naval base, you've gone too far. Number 43. Lexus has built a 65-foot yacht in collaboration with Marquis Yachts. It's called the LY650. Number 44. The Hilux, which stands for High Luxury, which it really isn't, has been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Number 45. The 55 series was deemed ugly enough to be nicknamed the Iron Pig. Number 46. Lexus has a team of specialized inspectors to examine the paint on their cars before they're sent to the showrooms. These inspectors are required to take a special exam 4 times a year to ensure their skills remain up to par. Number 47. Toyota offers a 1-year NASA membership upon purchasing the GR86. I know what you're thinking, and the answer is no. You will not be able to drift in space. The NASA we're talking about is the National Autosport Association. This membership includes a free entry to one of their high-performance driving events and discounts on their other events. Number 48. The Mark V Supra is a BMW. Yes, that's a played-out joke, and I'm guilty as hell, but it's also not that fair, because BMW's head designer said that the design teams for the Supra and the Z4 never saw what the other one had done until both designs were finished. Although the Supra having BMW's chimes does not help their case. Number 49. The Toyota Prius was the first car in the world to have a beltless engine. Number 50. Lexus is somehow even more reliable than Toyota. Number 51. This is the Toyota Previa, and sure, it looks like every other boring old minivan, but it's not. It's a mid-engine, supercharged, manual egg on wheels. Number 52. The RAV4 comes with an interesting system called S-Flow, which uses a solar sensor that detects the sun's position, allowing it to redirect cool air to compensate for the warmth of the sun. Number 53. The Mark IV Supra has an active front spoiler. Number 54. This is the largest SUV ever made by Toyota. It's called the Mega Cruiser, and mega it is. It was originally built for military and police use. In its 6-year production cycle, they made about 3,000 units, with only 133 units being sold to civilians, making it really rare. Number 55. Toyota has had its fair share of recalls over the years, with one of them involving the accelerator pedal, which would get stuck open due to poorly designed floor mats. When the dust settled, there were 56 confirmed deaths and 4 million vehicles were recalled. Number 56. Toyota had another recall involving spiders, which would get into the air conditioning drainage tube, causing leaks and damaging the airbag sensors, causing the airbags to go off for no reason. Number 57. The Mark IV Supra was discontinued in 1998, right? Actually, no. It was discontinued in 2002, but due to the lack of demand, Toyota canceled it in the US 4 years earlier, and we wonder why we don't get any cool Toyotas. Number 58. The Pizza Planet truck, which has appeared in every Pixar movie except for the first Incredibles, is based on a Toyota Hilux. Number 59. Introduced in 1997, the Toyota Prius was the first mass-produced hybrid electric vehicle. Number 60. The GT86 has some pretty cool hidden Easter eggs, if you know where to look. For example, the exhaust tip measures 86 millimeters, exactly the same as the bore and stroke of the engine. The badge was designed to look like a drifting car. It also has T-patterns hidden around the interior, because Toyota wanted their car to stand out from the Subaru BRZ. Number 61. The engine from the Lexus LFA was musically tuned by Yamaha. And it sounds like, you know what, judge for yourself. Number 62. Did you know that Toyota made a car with gull-wing doors? Well, this is the Toyota Serra. It was the first Japanese car with hot boy doors. Number 63. The Land Cruiser is Toyota's longest-running series, and it's been around since 1951. Number 64. Both the Toyota Camry and the Supra started as trim models of the Celica, and were later given their own platforms. Number 65. 95% of the cars Lexus has sold in the UK are hybrids, and 75% of all the hybrids in the United States are made by Toyota. Number 66. In 2006, Ford CEO Alan Mulally got in some hot waters when he was caught driving a Lexus. But to be fair, his Ford was probably in the shop. They do that. Number 67. It's no secret that Toyota loves rebadging cars. For example, Volkswagen and Toyota teamed up to create a new pickup based on the Toyota Hilux, which was called the VW Taro. They also teamed up with Chevy and rebadged the Chevy Cavalier into the Toyota Cavalier, which was only sold in Japan. Yeah, they got the short end of the stick on that one. They rebadged the Mazda 2 and renamed it the Yaris IA. They also rebadged the Camry as the Holden Apollo in Australia, with plenty more examples, but we gotta keep the video under an hour. Number 68. In May 1980, Toyota proposed entering a joint venture with Ford so that its Camry would be manufactured at a Ford factory and sold through the sales channel of both brands. But Ford later backed out because they knew having a Toyota in their lineup would make the rest of their cars look bad. Number 69. Toyota and Nissan have always been rivals, and when Nissan introduced the MQ Patrol, Toyota decided to release the 70 series in 1984, and it's been in production ever since with minor changes. And again, we don't get this awesome retro off-roader in the US. Number 70. Speaking of the 70 series, it has an expired 5-star safety rating, because the current safety rating only applies to the single cab and not the dual cab or the wagon. Number 71. Toyota has always tried to be quote-unquote hip. In fact, that's why they introduced Scion in 2002 to appeal to the younger demographic, but they failed and closed shop in 2016. Number 72. Toyota owns Lexus, Daihatsu, Hino Motors, Subaru, and Isuzu. Number 73. This is the Mud Crab. It's a 1978 Land Cruiser electrified and modified to drive underwater. And this year, they drove 7 kilometers, 30 meters deep, possibly breaking 2 world records for both the longest and deepest drive underwater. Number 74. This is the Landspeed Cruiser. It's a monster made by Toyota's USA division that makes over 2,000 horsepower from a 5.7-liter twin-turbocharged V8. It was the fastest SUV in the world back in 2017 when it went 230 miles per hour in the Mojave Desert. It could have gone faster had the runway not ran out. Number 75. Lexus doesn't actually mean anything. I mean, sure, they try to say it stands for luxury in other languages, or that it's short for luxury export to the United States, but it's much simpler than that. It just gives off the vibe of luxury, and Lexus kind of looks like luxury if you squint hard enough. Number 76. In the mid-80s, the AE86 became very popular among Japanese street racers, and during that time, Japanese racing legend Keiichi Tsuchiya, also known as the Drift King, helped popularize the sport of drifting in his AE86, so technically, the AE86 is the granddaddy of drifting. Number 77. The black roof on the 2018 Camry is a real pain in the ass according to Toyota, because they would tape off and spray the roof separately after production. Number 78. The leather that Lexus uses is from cows which are not kept within barbed wire. This ensures that the leather is in perfect condition. Number 79. The first motorsport that Toyota competed in was the Australian Rally Series in 1957, and now they're competing in Super Formula, Formula 3, Formula Drift, the NHRA, the USAC, Super GT, NASCAR, the WRC, and the WEC. They also competed in Formula 1 until 2009, but they pulled out because they were terrible. Number 80. The GR Corolla has the most powerful sub-2-liter 3-cylinder engine, and it makes 300 horsepower. Number 81. This is Toyota's only failed pickup truck. It's called the T100, which was in production from 1993 to 1998. But why did it fail? Well, Toyota kinda had it coming, because it was made for the American market, but they decided to put a V6 in it to make it more economical. And considering the fact that it had a full-size 8-foot bed, that was not a smart thing to do. Number 82. 5 years into the production of the LFA, Toyota decided to scrap the entire project and start from scratch to give it a carbon fiber chassis. This cost Toyota a lot, like $1 billion a lot, and they lost money on each and every single one they made. Number 83. To celebrate the production of 100 million vehicles, they made the Toyota Origin. And they were only supposed to build 1,000 of these cuties, but they ended up making 1,073 of them for the Japanese market. I know it looks like they took inspiration from Ron's flying car, but it's actually inspired by the original Toyota Crown. Number 84. In 2019, the first ever production model of the Toyota Supra sold for $2.1 million. Number 85. When you say Mr. Worldwide, only two things come to mind: the bald guy and Toyota, because they have a global presence with manufacturing plants and sales networks in over 170 countries. Number 86. Have you ever looked at Supras you can't afford on Facebook Marketplace? Well, this is a Supra you definitely can't afford. It's called the TRD 3000 GT. It's a road-legal version of the car Toyota competed with in the Japanese Grand Touring Championship. Only 35 units were made, and they had their own VIN numbers, classifying them as TRD 3000 GT, so technically they're not Toyota Supras. Number 87. Do you know what's the weirdest car Toyota has ever made? Well, it's this monstrosity, named the Will VI. By the way, the stupidest thing about this car is not the fact that it looks like a shed on wheels or its ridiculous name. It's the fact that it was made to target the young car buyers. Toyota really needs to hire some kid just to shame them into not making these decisions. Number 88. Top Gear had a special named the worst car ever made in the history of the world, where they sought out to find what was the worst car ever made. The Lexus SC430 won, and it was a well-deserved victory. Number 89. This is the pride of Japan, also known as the Toyota Century. It's a flagship Toyota which is only sold in Japan that rivals the European ultra-luxury cars. And Toyota just announced the launch of the SUV variant, which rivals cars like the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Number 90. Lexus developed the first 8-speed automatic transmission, which was used in the Lexus LFA. Number 91. The AE86 isn't actually the AE86, it's Hachiroku, which means 86 in Japanese, but people only refer to this car by its chassis code, even though they were sold as the Corolla GTS in the United States. Number 92. To develop the first-generation LS, Lexus spent $1 billion, and they recruited 1,400 engineers and 2,300 technicians to develop the LS. They also built more than 450 prototypes of the car before the design was finalized. Number 93. In 1967, Toyota decided to partake in the SCCA racing series in America, using their 2000 GT, but they wanted to have an American build it, someone who knows their way around the American racing scene. So of course, they collaborated with the legendary madman Carroll Shelby. They ended up making 3 Shelby 2000 GTs. One of them recently sold for $2.5 million, making it the most expensive Japanese car ever sold at auction. Number 94. Toyota has one of the most durable hybrid batteries in the world. Consumer Reports tested a 215,000-mile 2003 Prius and found its performance had barely diminished from new. And in 2015, there was a Toyota Prius Taxi in Austria, running strong with over 600,000 miles on the original battery. Number 95. Subaru makes Toyota emblems. Number 96. The interior of the Toyota Alphard was designed to resemble the interior of a jet plane. Number 97. The Supra is the first Toyota to be offered with a matte paint color from the factory. Number 98. For the development of the GT86, Toyota asked race car drivers where would be the optimum position to place the start button, and the drivers immediately went to where the kill switch would be on a race car. That's why Toyota placed the start button where it is now. Number 99. Toyota offers the Corolla in compact SUV form. Number 100. This is a 2015 Toyota Camry on the outside, but inside it has a supercharged 5.7-liter V8 that makes 850 horsepower with nitrous. By the way, this wasn't built by a YouTuber with too much money. It was built by TRD because they thought having a dragster inside a stock-looking Camry would look cool, and they were right. Number 101. Even though Toyota built and launched Lexus back in 1989, Lexus didn't exist as a brand in Japan until 2005. Suck it, Japan. And we're done. Make sure to subscribe so you can vote for what brand comes next.